So to end up with a design on your cans, it all starts with looking for the mock-up. As you have seen in the project description, it says to start with the mock-up file and then work backwards from there. So there's a couple of places where you can get mock-up files from. I do have some links here. I have already clicked on one. I found this one right here, which is nice. It has 2 cans. I can either use one can for front and back or use this can for the front and this can for the back, but it's very simple. And these free sites, you have to be careful that you're actually clicking on the download file for the cans. Because it's free, they do have ads on the side, they have ads underneath it, and if you're not careful, you can end up downloading something that's not the mockup file. So for example, this continue button, that's going to add an extension to your browser. You don't want that. So be very careful. You want to make sure that you're downloading, when you click download, it's the download for the can itself. You just have to take your time and go through these pages carefully. When I click here, it took me here, and of course it's already done. So I clicked download, and it took me to like another window, and it actually downloaded the file. I think it was like here. Okay, but as you can see, it can be very confusing, and you might end up clicking on something wrong. You just want to take your time, look through these pages carefully, and make sure that you're clicking the actual mockup file link. Okay, so I did click on this, and I already downloaded a file, and it's going to be a zipped file. I'm looking for the PSD file right here. I double click it, and this is what a typical mockup file looks like. This layer here I can just delete, and now I have my layers right here. And what I'm looking for, if it's properly set up, they should give you smart object layers. Now the smart object layers, whoever designed this mockup file, and again, I'm just using this for the very first time. I've never used this file before, but right away this is very good because they labeled the editable layers in red here. Good. So I'm going to open up this folder here that says design, and there it is. There are your smart object layers. So this is where I'm going to be putting my can designs on. This is a smart object for the left can, and this is for the right can. When I double click here, left can, I open up the smart object, and you can see it says place your design here. So this is where I'm going to be working my design. Let's just say, for example, if I add a solid color, like a bright red, once you save and you go back to the mockup file, you can see it made it red. So that's how these mockup files work. Okay, you look for the smart object and you design on the smart object, and it automatically updates on the document. And that's good. And I'm also going to check this right here on the background. I want to get this on a transparency. I'm going to see if that works. Great, yes. So this mockup file is great because I can hide the background, which means I can put my own background design behind it once the cans are done. All right, great. So what I'm going to be doing next is adding my assets to the cans one by one and building my can design. I'm going to assume that you've already downloaded and created maybe like a document full of assets. You guys have seen this concept before for my brewing company. It's called Black Rhino Brewery Company, and then my cans are going to be named after different countries in Africa. You should have already maybe explored really nice fonts, really nice color schemes. different design assets. So join me in the next video as we put these assets together and create a can using these mockups.